is Kim Wright, and I work for a nonprofit environmental law center. And I did all of the open records requests for the article that was in the paper and worked with a retired DNR enforcement person. So I guess it's really important to know what happened here, that the field staff of the DNR, who are trained professionals, they know what they're doing, they're the ones that created the record for enforcement. And if there's a big 3-ring binder, it's a law enforcement investigation, just like any other, investigation. And they wanted this to go to the Department of Justice, particularly to have the wells tested. As Representative Halsey said, the records were changed many, many times, and there were 60 violations. He got very minimal treatment at the circuit court level for 5 citations. So there were 60 violations. There is a real concern about what was in that sludge. But I would say that, and what happened then, the field staff in DNR, who were the professional science-based decision makers, were overruled by the political appointees in the Secretary's office of the DNR. And at one enforcement conference, the representative Joel Kleefisch from this came to the enforcement conference on behalf of Mr. Herr, the Herr Environmental, and they were, and the top 3 people in the DNR, the secretary, the deputy secretary, and the executive assistant, all worked on Herr Environmental's behalf because they knew him and knew people in the company. So it's pretty, it is the DNR's job, and there are people in the DNR who want to do their jobs. They were not allowed to do their jobs because of political influence and money peddling and all of that. So I do think, no, it's not hearsay. I have the records. The only reason it was, I've seen the records myself. It's not hearsay.
So we can talk how he was in violation and how Richard Herr should get more than a slap on the hand because there's some kind of politics going on underneath the table, whatever. My main concern is the health of these people.
Absolutely.
So we gotta get the word out. We'll put a flyer out.
The reason I'm saying all that is there's a record that has the people who did the investigation know what wells are affected. They know the fields. So all that information exists. You shouldn't have to work harder. You should have those records from the DNR.
And we would like them too.
I'm Laura Townsend, Golden Lake Park Circle. So when you said they do not have a conditional use permit, he does not have one? Because I thought I asked you at one point, how long is that conditional use permit good? Because when I would take my dog for walks in the morning, it would be so putrid, and you couldn't hang clothes out because they would smell putrid when you brought them in. And I could have sworn you said, well, when there's compelling evidence to suggest that the conditional permit would be pulled, or the conditional use permit.
See, I thought there was too, and I talked to the zoning department, and they said there's no conditional use permit. I did talk to the DNR guy, and if there's any kind of smell, and this is one thing you have to monitor with me.
Rep said you were aware of the smell. She called you out like 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Well, it's continuing for the last 3 years.
When you have the smell, call me because I'll have to go out there. The DNR guy told me to call him, and he would come out, and because if he's not putting it in the ground correctly, then he's in violation, and we'll stop him right there because there should not be a smell. So
see, how many violations are we asking?
You know, the thing is, now we should go up to the DNR office because I can't help it. The DNR is the one that says that they now say that he can go back out in the field and spread the sludge. What I'm concerned about, Laura, is whether or not your health is at risk. And the smell, I'll help you out on that too. When you have a smell, let me know because then I'm going to call this guy, and if I have to call him twice a day, 3 times a day, I'll bug him until he comes down there and says, all right, you're going to have to either update your equipment or you're going to have to stop spreading because there's a smell. He said there shouldn't be a smell.
Is there no way we can petition the county to pull so that he's no longer, he's proven that he's not.
The county doesn't have anything to do with it, Laura.
It's totally the DNR?
Totally the DNR. Totally the DNR.
And I know they're going to be putting corn, and because he complained to me just the other day with that heavy equipment that packs the soil down, which proves that they're going to be putting corn.
So they're gonna be putting corn on, what I was in the impression when I went out and investigated about a year ago, is that they do one field, and they plant corn on that field, and then they do this field. Is that, but you know, Dave?
He presently, from, again, with Dan Rollinson, I'm neutral in this, but Dan said they are now spreading on the south side of the road. They aren't even on the north side. Again, this is what the guy that's running the farm from.
Okay. That's okay.
My name is Senator Bush. I live on
Highway 18.
We have the deer and elk farm on Highway 18, so we bought up on two sides of Mr. Harris' property. We've been there 16 years. We lived in Pewaukee before, 27 years, where we raised our children until my husband had this cuckoo idea about the deer, which I'm a very easygoing person. But anyhow, I taught aerobics 5 days a week for 35 years. I never smoked, I never did drugs. 3 years ago, I wasn't feeling good. Went to the doctor, 4th stage ovarian cancer. I do not have any hair on my body. Go to chemo once a week. I don't know if he's at fault. I'm gonna say, that's it. My husband's gonna go crazy when he hears me talk, but too bad.